So I'm currently in my friend's blueberry farm. Let me just quickly show you around. Right, so this blueberry farm, it's 3 hectares. This is only a small section of the farm, and in about 2 weeks time the blueberry season will start. And when the blueberry season starts, I'm going to be pretty busy for 2 solid months. So let me just quickly show you all the blueberries on the tree. They are still pretty green at the moment. There are 3 main type of blueberries in this farm. The one that we're looking at right now, it's called Cargo. The other type is called Duke, and the third one, it's called Legacy. So, and then over on that side of the field, there are a lot more. I don't know the name of it. You know, my friend is still trying to figure out which one grows the best. But currently, in this field, in this area I'm in right now, this is Cargo, and these ones won't be ready until July. That's why they are still pretty green and pretty small in size, as you can see. I just want to quickly show you the reservoir for this blueberry farm. It's right up here. Oh. So if I can remember right, there is 3 wells. That's where the water comes from. You can see the water is being pumped from a well, an underground well. I don't remember how many meters down. So there are 3 wells that supply this water, continuous supply into this reservoir. I was told if he doesn't fill the water, this reservoir can last for 5 days, I think, if I can remember right. So as you can imagine, the blueberry plants take quite a lot of water. If I remember right, there are over 1,400 blueberry plants in here. Our blueberry plants requires quite a lot of water. They do like the soil moist but not wet. We've arrived to the Duke blueberries. I know to you, they all look exactly the same. These are the common ones that you see in supermarket because they produce the biggest blueberry, and these will be the one to be ready first. Hopefully in about 2 weeks time they will be ready to pick. They're starting to turn kind of pinkish color, purplish, and then eventually it will turn blue. That's a blueberry. It's actually almost ready to pick. Ooh. Okay, there you go, there's one. It's not quite ready, you can see it's still pink. Shouldn't have picked that, but let me give it a try. Delicious. Very, very good. By all means, I'm not a blueberry expert. I'm still learning about blueberry plant. I've learned a lot from my friends since. I'm always fascinated about learning with plants. So I've just spotted some bigger blueberry I want to show you. So look at the size of these ones. They're huge and they taste so good. So for the next 2 months, I think starting from the end of May, for solid 2 months, I'll be busy helping to pick blueberries. I love picking blueberries because for me it's very therapeutic. But there is always a problem with my friend finding pickers. You might think picking blueberry is an easy job, but it's actually pretty It's pretty tiring in a way, because it's not just the physical, it's not really a physical job. Although you do have to, I mean, for these ones here, they're pretty high. So you can do a lot of work by standing up. But like for legacy, for example, when all the berries are normally grow inside and under, you actually have to bend down and claw under to pick them. And that can be quite physical. But the main thing that's hardest for picking blueberry is the mental aspect of picking blueberries. So, I mean, you can see how many blueberries are here. But the problem with blueberries is that every single berry ripe at different time, at different rate. And you have to handpick every single one of them, and you have to inspect every single one of them. I would say 80% of people can only last for 3 days, because it's such a mental thing. It just tire you out. But once you get used to picking them, you can actually tell by just feeling it. When a blueberry is ready to pick, it has this velvety texture. So just by touching it, I know when it's ready to pick. But for people who are new to this, they will have to inspect every single one of them. And I mean, here I am literally surrounded by, I don't know, thousands and thousands of blueberries. And if you ever wonder why blueberry is always so expensive to buy, and that's because every single blueberry has to be handpicked. And also blueberry season only lasts for 2 months. There is another type of blueberry in this farm that is a late produce. Let me just go and walk over there and show you what they look like. Right, so here we are. These 3 rows of blueberries are the late produced blueberries. They are still pretty small, as you can see, compared to, well, let me show you. Compared to the other blueberry I'll just show you, these has only just finished flowering, and the blueberry only just start forming. So these ones doesn't ripe until September, October time. And they tend to be much more cold hardy. So the idea of these cold hardy one is to try to make the blueberry season last a bit longer. Obviously, as I told you before, blueberry season only lasts for 2 months. So for blueberry business, you can see that there is 10 months of no production, no incomes, and no sales. So to make the blueberry last longer, he planted these winter ones, but obviously they're still pretty young and they don't really produce that much. I'm just here, I just want to quickly show you another area for legacy. So these ones are a bit younger, as you can tell from the size of the plant, and these are also covered in blueberry. These won't be ready till mid-June or end of June. Actually, maybe later. These won't be ready till July. But there are plenty of blueberry here. So this blueberry farm, it's one of my favorite places to come in Portugal. Before I came to Portugal, I was living in a very difficult situation. It was more like an act of kindness that's only supposed to last for 3 months, and it lasted for 7 years, and it was 7 years of hell. And during the 7 years, or after 7 years, obviously it put a lot of toll on my mental health, and I was not, mental health wise, I was not okay. I was angry all the time, and I'm just annoyed, because you thought you're trying to be nice and help somebody, and it ended up with being abused by them. Well, by them. So at the beginning, you thought you can trust somebody, you tell them things, or your personal life, and then eventually they use every single word against you. And before you know it, I was taking responsibility that I didn't sign up for. And certainly, 3 months becomes 6 months, and then it became a year, 2 years, 3 years, and eventually it lasted for 7 years. And so I'm not sure how much I can talk about, but basically, before I came to Portugal, I was not mentally okay. So I was trying to be nice and help with this person, and it ended up with I don't know how to say it. Because it's over 7 years, it's really tough to just summarize into a couple of sentences, and without giving too much information either. But basically, the abuse became normal, and you just get on with life. It was like living day to day, and hopefully that it will end one day, which obviously it did after 7 years. I remember at one point there was an argument over a pair of scissors. I'm not going to tell you details because obviously that's not what this channel is about. But the exact word that this person said to me was, "You're a grown man, you should keep your mouth shut. How much money do you have? I've got all the money in the world to do whatever I want. How much money do you have?" So I think that was the point where I kind of just shut down. And from that point onward, I just, like this person said, I kept my mouth shut, and I don't say anything. I just get on day to day. And every day it was like walking on eggshell. You never know what is going to happen, when you can get told off. Everything you do is kind of wrong, never ever right. And I became very angry because I couldn't tell anybody. I got nobody to tell, and I couldn't say anything. And I become a very, very internally angry person, as you can say. I got very short fuse, and this anger, it's like a black hole inside me. It was like consuming my soul every single day. And then eventually I found a way to to control my anger, is to go running. I used to run a lot. I used to run every other day, 5 kilometers, and it became 10 kilometers. And running was my only way to get rid of this anger. Anyway, so long story short, when I came to Portugal, I was still, I was recovering from the trauma. I mean, obviously, if you speak to the person who I call it the abuser, she would not agree with anything I said. I think I did confront her at one point, and she just told me she never said that. She never did that. Anyway, so when I came to Portugal, I came to this farm. I was helping out, and I found such a amazing peace. This farm is so peaceful. I can't tell you how peaceful this farm is. Let me just shut up for a minute and let you experience the peace of this farm. And I promise you, all that bird noise was not post-production. It's exactly what I'm hearing right now. So when the blueberry season starts, we usually start at about 6 o'clock in the morning because it gets so hot in the afternoon. And when you come here before the sunrise, when it was all nice and cool, and then you're surrounded by all this greenery, all the bird noise, it is incredible. It feels incredible. I can't even explain how incredible it feels. And hence, every time I come to this farm, I feel so peaceful. Even though the work can be quite hard, because apart from, outside the blueberry picking season, there is a lot of maintenance work to do, like weeding. That takes ages because you have to do it by hand. And then there is also the nets. That is really, really tough work to do. Anyway, so I just thought I would quickly show you this farm because it's one of my favorite places to come to in Portugal. Hopefully in the next 2.5 months, like I said, when the blueberry pickings season starts, I will include more videos about the blueberry picking. I'm not sure if the people I don't want to film other people right now, and I'm not sure if they want to be filmed, so I will see what I can do about filming it. Anyway, so I just finished helping out this morning at the farm, hence why I'm in the farm right now. So I'm gonna go back home. It is 1:45, so I'm gonna go home and have some lunch and chill out for a bit. So 3 weeks ago I had a delivery, and this package has been sitting in my underbuilt for the last few weeks because I've been waiting for the correct condition to bring it up, because I knew about the storm and the rain that's coming. But now it's finally time to bring it out, and I can't wait to show you what it is.